Hi everybody. Most of you know me. I am Professor Vicki Wenzel, and I am going to teach your Nursing 3310 or Nursing Theories and Contemporary Nursing Practice over the next 8 weeks. It's kind of a hybrid class. We meet a lot in class, but we have a couple of weeks where we won't have any meetings at all, so that will be interesting for you. I'm just going to right now go through the syllabus, and I would like you to follow along. So if you haven't been to the syllabus yet, please put me on hold and go print your syllabus or pull up the syllabus. It should all be on Canvas under Nursing Theories 3310. And we're just going to run through the syllabus really quickly so you have the information I want you to have. Get yourself a pen and a pencil, maybe a cup of coffee. You know I like my coffee. So let's get started. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is my telephone numbers, and they're both listed in your syllabus. The first one is the office number, 402-465-2548. Please use that office number as much as you want, Monday through Friday. I'm here every day, except when I'm teaching you class. And on Tuesday, I have class all day, like a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon, so you can leave me a message. If it's an emergency, please use my cell phone. 402-310-4673. I carry my cell phone almost all the time with me. Occasionally I forget it, but you can always call me. You can text me. I will answer to a text. Either way, the best way probably, if it's not an emergent situation, is to just email me, and it's vwenzel@nebraskawesleyan.edu. And my email comes across on my phone, so it's with me as often as my phone is, which is a lot. So email me, call the office. Cell phone is the last thing, but you can do any three of them, whichever works best for you. This class is going to meet in Burt Hall Lower Level 1, and I know your classmates will be meeting in Burt Hall Lower Level 2 at the same time we are. So we'll have a couple classes. Professor Deeds will be teaching the other segment of this section. Oop, I think that's the problem. I put something in front of you. Okay, that was my issue. Okay, this little thing guides the thing, so the iPad. So I'm hoping it's not being too movable for you, so you don't get like dizzy and lightheaded. Okay, office hours for myself will be Mondays from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. Wednesdays from 1 to 4 in the afternoon, and then Thursdays from 9 to 4, and Fridays from 9 to 4. I'm usually here around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I usually stay till 4:30, 5 o'clock. Depends on how my day's going and what I got to do at home. Tuesdays, I'm in a lab, Foundations lab, most of the day, so I don't really have any office hours that day, but if you need to meet and your only time to meet is on Tuesday, we can figure out something to meet either during my lunch hour or before my class or right after the class, okay? Monday and Wednesdays is when this Nursing Theories class will meet, and it'll meet from 10 in the morning till 11:40, so you'll get out right before lunch. And this is the session is fall 2018, second 8 weeks. So that will take the place of your pharmacology. I bet you're all kind of glad to be through that class, aren't you? Okay. 3 credit hours, 45 contact hours. The course is offered over an 8-week period in a hybrid format, which I've already mentioned to you. And I'm going to reserve the right to make adjustments to the syllabus to facilitate student learning. Now, with that being said, Professor Deeds, who's teaching the other part of this class, is the course lead for this, so he may come up with some syllabus changes, and I will let you know if that happens. But for right now, we're going to go with what we got. Okay. Prerequisites are your Archway seminar, admission to the nursing program. It should say nursing, not RN to BSN, but to the nursing program, or admission to the pre-licensure or traditional BSN program. And then Med Surg 1 should already be taken before we start on this one, which I think you guys I think that's good. I think that's where you are now. Course description. The course introduces the student to nursing theories as a foundation for nursing practice. Coursework includes exams of the theoretical and conceptual basis of nursing of your own practice. Nursing to encourage the students to critique, evaluate, and utilize appropriate theory within their own practice. Okay. The relationship of theory to nursing practice is examined. Historical, legal, cultural, and social factors that influence nursing are discussed. So my big theorist that I truly love because I know her so well is Patricia Benner's Novice to Expert. That's where you start out as a new person learning the ropes and you kind of progress through different phases until you get to be an expert nurse. So we will learn about Patricia Benner at that point too. Okay, program learning outcomes. The course will address the following BSN program learning outcomes. Function as a, you know what, I'm not going to read these to you because they're the same ones that are in all of your syllabus. So look them over if you want to, or if you know them by heart, you don't have to look them over. So kind of look at them, program learning outcomes. Course objectives for this course. Upon completion of the course, the student will discover the philosophy, characteristics, and value of baccalaureate education in nursing. Utilize written and verbal communication skills to function within an intra-professional or interprofessional team. Demonstrate principles of leadership in designing and completing collaborative, patient-focused nursing theory projects. Apply nursing theories for various nursing practice situations, including the care of diverse patients. Articulate the relationship among nursing theory, nursing research, and nursing practice. Utilize technology to access, synthesize, and present information related to nursing theories as the foundation to guide nursing practice. Okay. I am going to let you look through this little grid on course objectives. Okay. Okay, so required material. Your first book that's required is All Good, and that's this book right here. Okay, this is your first book. This is required. Nursing Theorists and Their Work. It's the 8th edition. So I hope you have this one when we start. I want you to have this one when we start. Okay. This one also, which you should have, because every student nurse here should have this APA manual, because I'm going to refer to that a lot. Okay. And then Finkelman and Kinner, which is this one, Finkelman and Kinner. It is actually 4th edition. It's a new edition. Up until last spring, I think we were using the 3rd edition. So now we're up to a new edition. So that's good. Okay. Required computer software is reference point software. You should already have that because that is a requirement for the nursing program. Okay. And if you don't, there is a place where you can go download it. Okay. Let's see. Nebraska Wesleyan's commitment to students with disabilities. Nebraska Wesleyan maintains a supportive academic environment for students with disabilities to assist us in their efforts. Federal law requires that students with disabilities notify the university, provide documentation, and request reasonable accommodations. Okay? If you need accommodations in this course, please contact Professor Sandy McBride in the Services for Students with Disabilities Coordinator. She is in Old Main Room 126. Okay? Her phone number is in here. It's 402-465-2346. And there's also a email address if you have to have her. So accommodations are for anything you feel like you need an accommodation for. What it does is it helps you if you need to have a little bit longer time to take a test. If you've got some documentation that says you need that or that would be helpful to you, then we are so willing to give it to you. But you have to talk to Sandy McBride to get that, and I need to have an email or a letter that you've sent me each semester saying you have this accommodation, and Sandy McBride fills it out, and she should tell you what your accommodation is. Okay? Statement of academic integrity. This is the same thing you're going to see, but it's really important, so I'm going to read it to you. Academic integrity is one of those basic principles of university community. Nebraska Wesleyan University encourages and expects the highest standards of academic honesty from all students. The Code of Student Conduct states that students found to have engaged in academic dishonesty, which encompasses such activities as cheating, plagiarism, unauthorized collaboration, and misrepresentation, are subject to disciplinary sanctions. And there is in Article 5 of the Student Code of Conduct for examples and definitions of academic dishonesty, along with possible sanctions. Violations of academic dishonesty of academic integrity will result in at least in the failure of the assignment or course and could result in student conduct board processes. So this means you can't copy other people's work, you can't cheat on a test, and if you plagiarize, you could be kicked out of the program for that. Okay? I just want to put that little bug in your ear because it's really important. Okay? Next is Title IX, and I'm on page 3. I hope our pages all match up. They should. As an instructor, one of my responsibilities is to help create a safe learning environment on our campus. I also have a reporting responsibility under the Title IX Educational Act of 1972, which prohibits violence, harassment, and discrimination based on sex and gender. It is my goal in your written work and in our one-on-one meetings. I will seek to keep information you share private to the greatest extent possible. However, for the sake of NWU student safety and welfare, I am required to share information regarding sexual misconduct or information about a crime that may have occurred on our campus with Title IX coordinator or deputy Title IX coordinator. Confidential assistance is also available for students. If you or someone you know has been harassed, assaulted, or discriminated against because of sex or gender, or anything. It doesn't have to be sex or gender. It can be culture, it can be looks, it can be anything, okay? That's when we want to follow up. We want to follow up with the resources and get this all figured out, okay? Title IX services will oversee university's response to all of the allegations of sexual misconduct. To make a report, contact, and they have a Title IX at nebraskawesleyan.edu or contact with the appropriate staff member. So you can contact this number, you can come to me, you can go to any of your other instructors, okay? And there are some names of people in here that are part of the Title IX coordinator group that you can call them. And there's also an off-campus confidential resources, so there's a 24-hour conference crisis line telephone number, Voices of Hope, which is a relationship, violence, sexual assault, and abuse support center. There's also a number for that too. Okay, student assignment submission. Students are required to submit an electronic copy of written assignments. Electronic copies of presentations may be requested by faculty members. Electronic versions of papers and presentations will be stored for up to 3 years and then destroyed. Students' work may be reviewed by the Nursing Program Accreditation Visitor. Please submit in Word format and not PDF. Okay, so the Nursing Accreditation Visitors, every, I don't know how many years it is, 3 or 5 years, our nursing program gets accredited by CCNE, and they may want to look at work of our students, so then we may show them some of the stuff that we've saved for 3 years. So that's all this is telling you, that your work may be by somebody that's doing accreditation. Okay. Electronic communication, you are expected to have access to a computer and check your Nebraska Wesleyan University email on a regular basis. We do not and cannot, our system cannot use your home email, so you have to use Nebraska Wesleyan email. Okay? When group emails are sent advising students of changes in their course plans, these emails are only sent through the Nebraska Wesleyan University email accounts. So when I send out an announcement on your Canvas site, it actually goes to your email, but it only goes to Nebraska Wesleyan email. You can't get it anyplace else, so you have to pay attention. Okay? Students are accountable for reading their emails. Please remember that your Nebraska Wesleyan email is easily accessible from a home computer through the NWU web pages. Students who do not own a home computer can access computers at Nebraska Wesleyan. We have computers all over. They're in the library, they're in the dorms, they're in any place you want to go look for them. There are computers for you that you can use. Assignments made using Canvas can be completed at a computer at Nebraska Wesleyan. Please contact a staff member if you have questions about that. Students will be required to access Canvas, announcements, general information, course documents, assignments, etc. will be posted here, and students are responsible for the information. So anything I post you on Canvas, that is your responsibility to make sure you've read it and understand it. And please, if you don't understand something I've written, please just email me and tell me, okay? Recording in the classroom, students may not video or audio record class sessions without my knowledge and my permission. So just like in farm, if you have a reason that you want to record what I'm saying, that's great. But you have to come talk to me first. You can't just do it because you feel like you want to. Okay? Permitted recordings are to be used only for the individual student's educational review of the class session and may not be reproduced, posted, sold, or distributed to others. Cell phones should be turned off during class. I do expect you to stay off your cell phones unless I tell you to pull them out. Electronic devices should not be utilized. So you don't need computers in class. You can bring them in case we want to look something up or we put you into group work. But you shouldn't be using your cell phones and iPads and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Utilizing online library databases to find articles. There's a lot of online databases in the library, and if you go into the library site, if you go about halfway down, there's 3 little boxes, and the middle one says databases. That's where you need to go find articles for whatever you're looking for. If you go into databases, the one I use a lot for school is CINAHL, and it's CINAHL. That's a good one, okay? So there's a lot of them out there that are good. I just have found CINAHL the easiest for me to use. But you can use whatever you like, okay? You want to use full text options to assist students in their ability to find up-to-date publications. Do not use abstracts. If you are going to send me a reference in something you've written and it's an abstract, I will not accept it. You have to find the whole article, okay? Please be aware that there are databases that need to be checked before the request to enter library loan. So make sure you check here and our databases to see if you can get it. And if you can't get it through our databases, then you can request an interlibrary loan. Okay. These databases can be accessed via the Cochrane Woods Library page at the NWU website. And there is a library link in here for a current list of databases if you want to go there. Theory attendance requirements. There are points awarded for participation and attendance in this course. The student is expected to be punctual and attend classes. A percentage of the student's grade is based on class participation. Repeated tardiness and absenteeism will be reflected in the course grade. If you do not attend, are late in arrival, or leave early, you will lose the opportunity to earn points. And I will keep track, and I do take them off. A lot of them come off on your SAS rubric at the end of the semester or the end of the 8 weeks. There are no excused absences for any reason. Absences and participation are considered key elements of student success in the nursing program. Missing even 1 day in an 8-week session is equivalent to missing 2 days in a semester. Okay. Students are expected to be prepared for class and participate in class discussion. Refer to the student assessment and self-evaluation rubric, and that is your SAS rubric, S-A-S-E. Okay, posted on Blackboard for guidelines. Oops, I missed a Blackboard. That should have been Canvas. Sorry. Posted on Canvas. I thought I got them all. Okay, let me just change that so I know. Okay. For guidelines, attendance in nursing courses is mandatory. Tardiness and class absences will decrease the overall course grade and are considered unprofessional behavior. Okay. Written assignments. All written assignments are to be typed, double-spaced, and proofread prior to admission. See specific guidelines for each written assignment. Written assignments must follow APA guidelines. No paper copies will be accepted. So don't hand me a paper copy of your assignment in the hallway or in class. It has to be on the computer. Okay? If you use a Mac system for your computer, you may not save your Word in Pages format. You all know I don't know Mac very well. So if you have a save as and it's a Pages format, I cannot open them when you send them to me. So please do not save them in Pages format. Save them in a Word format. Okay? Let's see. And actually, if you don't have it yet, there's a Word program provided for you as part of Office 365. So please use Word. Okay? Late work assignments turned in after the due date will receive a deduction of 5% per day. And then the next thing is your course assessment. So these are your grading assessments. A final course grade of C is required to progress in this program. Okay. Exams during administration. I think there's 2 of them in this class. During administration of an exam, all personal belongings must be placed against the wall in the classroom. No hats or caps can be worn during the exam. Faculty will not answer questions during the exam regarding exam content. No cell phones, calculators, unless I tell you you can, but I don't think you're going to need a calculator in this class. or wearable technology will be allowed during exams, such as Apple Watches, whatever else you can wear and get to the internet on. You cannot wear that stuff. Okay, the student will complete exams via Canvas over the assigned content. Exams may consist of multiple choice, multiple answer, essay, matching, alternative type questions, or true-false questions. Exams are timed according to the number of questions. Okay, exam policy. The same exam policy that you've been dealing with for the last 2 semesters is in effect for this class too. Traditional BSN students are required to achieve an exam average of 73%. If this average is not achieved, the traditional BSN student will automatically fail the course. There will be no rounding of exam averages allowed. So if you get a 72.9, you get a 72.9. I cannot round that up for you. Okay? If you get a 73.9, I can round it. I can't round that up either. It would still be a 73. No rounding. Okay? Makeup tests, exams, or quizzes procedures. If a student takes a test outside of the scheduled time, this will be considered a makeup test. The test must be made up within 1 week of the original scheduled time. Failure to do so will result in a 0 for that test. A student may miss 1 test without penalty as long as the test is made up. If the student misses more than 1 test, the test may be made up, but the maximum score allowed will be 80%. Any further makeup tests are a maximum of 50%. Okay? So for this class, for what you're going to be graded on, you're going to have 2 exams, which is 30% of your grade. You'll have a presentation, which is 15%. You'll have 6 discussion boards, which are 15%. You'll have an annotated bibliography and thesis statement, which will be 5%. You'll have a nursing theory paper, which will be 20%. A nursing theorist interview, which will be 5%, and your SAS will be 10%, which gives us a total of 100. Okay? I'm on page 6 still, in case somebody's lost me, or hopefully we're kind of about the same place. Summary of course components. So all assignments are to be submitted via assignment links in Canvas. Emailed assignments will not be accepted. Okay? So, and that's going to be on a case-to-case basis, because I know in this last, in Farm, a couple people had trouble getting something posted on Canvas. And then they emailed it to me. So, but I need to know about that. You can't just email it to me and expect me to find it. Okay? Nursing theory paper. The purpose of the critical thinking about nursing theory paper are to provide students an opportunity to review a selected nursing theory, to discuss how the selected theory can be applied to nursing practice. Critical thinking skills are crucial in the practice of nursing and will be evaluated. See scoring sheet for the assignments. For the individual assignment, you will be required to submit the paper in the following stages. First, there will be a thesis, then an annotated bibliography, okay, and then a first draft to be reviewed by peers in the class. So this means your peers are going to review this for you. The second draft is to be reviewed in the Cooper Center and must be stamped by the Cooper Center. So you are going to join and go to see the Cooper Center people this week. This next 8 weeks, okay? Let's see. And final draft to be submitted for final grading. The entire paper is limited to 15 pages, okay? Please see the course calendar for due dates, and we'll get there before we're all done. Next thing is your annotated bibliography and thesis statement. You're going to be required to submit one of these. It is a list. It's a list of citations to books, articles, and document. Each citation is followed by a brief, usually about 150 words, description and evaluative paragraph, the annotation. The purpose of this annotation I had a phone call, but I don't know the number, so we'll just wait. The purpose of this annotation is to inform the reader of the relevance, accuracy, and quality of the source cited. For more information, we're going to go to the annotated bibliography, and there is a link right there for you to look at if you want to. Okay? You're going to include a thesis statement addressing the relevance of the chosen theory to the patient care situation. Why this theory for this patient? Does this theory apply specifically to that type of patient? And we'll talk more about it as we get going, okay? Then there's a presentation. The purpose of the oral presentation is to encourage exploration and greater understanding of a nursing theorist not covered in class, to provide the student an opportunity to demonstrate formal oral computer presentation skills, and to provide the opportunity for collaboration on a project. Okay. General instructions: select one of the following nursing theories of historical significance. So there's a lot of them in here. Henderson, Paplau, Abdullah, Wiedenbach, Hall, Barnard, Orlando. Groups may be determined based on class size. Presentations should not exceed 15 to 20 minutes total. A minimum of 4 resources is required to enhance the scholarliness. To receive maximum points in this section, you should utilize more than the minimum of everything. Okay? The individual students could have a different grade from others in his or her group based partially on the peer evaluation score. The peer evaluation form must be printed, filled out, and turned into faculty on the day of your presentation, or you will lose those points. Okay, and the peer evaluation form is going to be something along the lines of, did your peer that was helping you with this whole project help you? Did you do most of the work? Did they do most of the work? Was it split 50-50, that kind of stuff? So we'll look at that as we get going. Nursing theorist interview. Choosing a nursing theorist interview to view from the selection on reserve at the NW Library in Lincoln or from the staff at the Omaha site. And that's mostly for BSN. I think you guys are all here with me. Write a short reflection on what you have learned and how it applies to your nursing practice. The reflections can be completed anytime during the 8-week session, but are due no later than the last day of class. The interviews with Parse, Linginger, and Roy will be discussed in class, so do not choose those interviews for the assignment. This assignment addresses course objectives 2, 4, 5, and 6. Discussion board. Students are required to respond to 6 weekly discussion topics specified by the instructor on, there's another blackboard. Sorry. This should be Canvas. One of these days I'll get all those blackboards out of here. Faculty will assign a student to a group for discussion board assignments. Textbook readings and other assigned readings must be completed prior to participating in the discussion board. The discussion topics will guide the student's application of selected nursing theories. Students are expected to critically reflect about the generalization of selected nursing theories. Substantive responses and comments related to the discussion topic by students are encouraged. Students should avoid simply agreeing with other students or offering praise only. Rather, students should analyze the responses of their peers and comment constructively. Understanding of the various nursing theories will be enhanced by your participation in the Blackboard discussion. Students are expected to critically analyze applications of selected nursing theories to their professional nursing work experience and or respond to the selected case studies presented. Documentation of the student's critical analysis related to nursing theories is noted in Canvas discussion. Another blackboard, sorry. The assignment addresses course objectives 1, 2, 4, and 6. Okay? So, this is going to be kind of like what we did in Patho. Please do not tell me the student ahead of you that you're responding to did a really great job. It made you understand better. I want you to critically analyze what the student just told you in their discussion. Let's make it a really good discussion, okay? Weeks run from the day of class till Sunday. From the day of class to Sunday. I think these weeks, though, because we're starting on a Wednesday, you're going to run Wednesday through Tuesday is what I think is going to happen with these classes, okay? Initial posts are due on Thursday and replies to peers are due on Sundays, and I'm going to look at that to make sure that that's the way we want to do it, okay? There will be several questions for each week in a nursing theorist is considered on the group discussion boards. Each week's postings is worth 100 points. The faculty, and we were going to talk about these things first day of class, just so we get it right. Okay? Okay. The faculty role in the discussion board assignment is as an observer and a facilitator. I will be reading all postings and I will participate in the discussion as appropriate. Okay. On the next page, which I have as page 9, is your online discussion evaluation criteria, which I will be using. And I pay attention to all of this stuff. You guys have had that, the APA, the whole bit. Did you respond with a critical analysis? Did you fill out all 4 of these top things, initial posting to Canvas? Okay, so I want you to look at those really carefully and follow them. Your nursing theory group oral presentation is next on page 10. And we've already talked a little bit about the nursing theory, but this is the nursing theorist group oral presentation. These are what I will be grading you on with these. Okay. This is the sign up for your group oral presentation, and I think we're going to have 14 in class, and we've got 7 people here to look at. So we'll probably just put 2 of you in a group for this one. Okay, so we get through, so we have all 7 of them when we're all done doing our oral presentations. So 2 in a group. We're going to talk about this too. First day of class, just so you remember. And you'll have to sign up anyway. Okay, that's done. And then the next page is your nursing theory paper. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's way more than we have people in class. So you guys it's an individual assignment. So you'll do your own. You'll pick the one you want and just work on it. Okay. And then the next one is your critical thinking about nursing theory paper. So look this over because we're going to work on this one too. Okay. Make sure you're looking at all the rubrics and stuff that we have for this class. Your next one is your SAS, and you guys have all seen this before. This will get filled out at the end of the semester. Okay. And then if you look, the next thing on here behind is your calendar. Okay. And not sure. Well, I put my other calendar down, but I think, what did I do with it? I think I put my books on top of it. I did. So your calendar should probably look like this. Actually, I don't think it does. I think it's going to look like this. It's nice and clear in the book. Okay. So what we're going to do on week 1, you have some reading to do. In the All Good book, you're going to read chapters 1, 4, and 6. And in Finkelman and Kenner, you're going to read pages 57 through 59. Okay. And then we're going to talk about this stuff. We have some, in class we'll have some PowerPoints and that kind of stuff. And it'll tell you what our class topics are going to be. So look this over. Your first, let's see, if I can decide, all good, review PowerPoints, holistic nursing. Your first exam is going to be during week 4. On Canvas, not Blackboard. Okay. Okay. And we will talk about all of this calendar that first week of school. And then in week 5, you're going to have your first draft of your theory paper due. And this will be critiqued in class with your peers. In week 6, you'll have the second draft of your paper due from the Cooper Center. So week 5 and 6 are going to be a little bit busy for you. Remember, you have to have a stamp. And then week 7, you'll have some reading, but your group oral presentations will be due. Critical thinking about nursing theory paper will be due. And then on week 8, you will have exam 2 on Canvas. Okay? All right. So, and then the last 2 pages of this are just what we're going to go over in class, our objectives. Okay? So that's kind of it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please let me know. We will be talking about all of this stuff. I wonder if I changed on the other calendar. I'll have to go back and look at it. But it seems like a lot of work right now, but it will be okay once we get there. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we will go from there. Have a good day, everybody.